I was reading one research paper that said garlic is 6 times more potent than tetracycline. Now, tetracycline is a antibiotic. To have it as potent as an antibiotic. Hello, I'm Barbara O'Neill, and today I'm excited to share with you some simple yet powerful home remedies for cold and cough. As we age, our bodies can feel more vulnerable, but nature offers us incredible tools to heal and strengthen. From the soothing warmth of onions to the antiviral punch of garlic, these remedies are designed to ease discomfort and support recovery. Let's explore how everyday ingredients can transform your health naturally and effectively. And what I'm going to do now might surprise you. I'm going to put the onion on the bottom of the feet. So why do we put the onion on the bottom of the feet? We put the onion on the bottom of the feet because the bottom of the feet, or the feet I should say, are a reflex for the chest. And we're going to put the onion on the bottom of the feet for if someone has a bad cough in the night. And I'm going to use a plastic bag. Now at Misty Mountain we buy boxes of starch bags, so they're made out of starch, and that would be the best. Now if you don't have starch bags, you can certainly use a cloth. So you might use a cloth, put the onion like that and put it in the bag, and then what you do is you put your foot on the onion like that, and then you twist it around and put a sock on. So the bottom of the feet is touching the onion, and then you put a sock on and it holds it in place. Now my grandson, he was 3 at the time, I was visiting my daughter and he had a bad cough, and she gave him a hot bath, which always eases the cough, and put him to bed, and he was coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing. And we thought he'll be asleep in a minute, but he kept coughing and coughing. So after half an hour I said to Em, let's do the onion. So we got him up, we chopped up an onion and put half the onion chopped up on one foot and half on the other foot, and put him to bed. Not one more cough. It's almost unbelievable. You almost have to do it to believe how incredible it is. Not one more cough for the whole night with the onion on the bottom of his feet. So that's great for a night cough. Now I'm going to show you how to make an onion cough mixture. And the onion cough mixture is a very simple thing to do. You chop up the onion and then you layer it in a jar with honey. So we're going to chop it up small. Of course the smaller the better, because the larger surface area you'll have. So I've got a jar here. So I'm going to put about ½ an inch in the jar, and then you drizzle honey. Probably about a teaspoon, and then another layer of onion, again ½ an inch, and then another drizzle. Oops, that was a bit heavy-handed, doesn't matter. Then another layer of onion and another drizzle of honey and a final layer of onion. So if you had a house full of people that had a bad cold or a bad cough, you might chop up another onion and fill your jar. And then we finish with more onion. I'm doing this early in our demonstration because by the end of the night, the syrup will have formed. You see, if I put the jar on the side, all you see is that thick, gooey honey and onion. By the end of our demo, you will see a clear, runny fluid forming, and that's the cough syrup. After 24 hours, you strain the onion out, and you're left with your cough syrup, and you keep it in the fridge. How long can you keep it for? Well, a German lady told me that she'd had hers in the fridge for 8 years. Because honey doesn't go off, does it? So once you take the onion out, it will keep indefinitely. So for For a little child, maybe under one, you might do 1/4 teaspoon. For a 2-year-old, you might do 1/2 teaspoon, say 3 times a day. For a child from about 10 above, you might do a teaspoon 3 times a day. As I mentioned earlier, placing onion on the feet can work wonders for a night cough. Let me explain why this method is so effective. The soles of our feet have reflex points that correspond to various parts of the body, including the chest. When the onion's natural anti-inflammatory and expectorant properties come into contact with these points, it helps ease congestion and calm persistent coughing. Once the onion slices are secured under the feet with a sock, you can sleep soundly knowing its natural remedies are working. Now let's move to another powerful remedy, the onion cough mixture. By layering finely chopped onion with honey in a jar, you create a natural syrup. Over a few hours, the honey extracts the onion's potent enzymes, creating a soothing liquid that helps break up mucus and relieve coughing. This mixture is safe, natural and effective, especially when paired with adequate hydration. You can even use, one of these little soak it up and squirt it straight in the air. The other place that you can use a cooked onion is for a boil. A lady told me about this. She had a boil on her back and she told her friend and she said, we need to cook up an onion. See, an onion is a drawer. And she put the onion straight onto the boil. Obviously she waited till it wasn't going to burn, but it was still quite hot. And then she put that plastic square over again if you don't want plastic on the skin, and I can understand that. You can put a wool there because wool will insulate. And then she taped it on. And she left it there for 24 hours. And when she took it off, everything came out. She said she's never had a boil resolve so quickly. So what the heat does, it draws it to a head, and the onion's drawing it to a head, and then it all comes out. She was very impressed. So the cooked onion can be used on an earache, and the cooked onion can be used for a boil. Once you've used the onion, you must discard it because it does draw poisons into it, so it needs to be thrown out. Now we're going to look at the raw onion. There's a couple of places you can use the raw onion, and one is for a sore throat. And then you put this sliced onion on the cloth, and you fold the cloth over, and then fold it back over. And then that will go around the throat like that, and then you can wrap a scarf around it, nice woolly scarf, and you can go to sleep with that, and it'll bring relief to the sore throat. We'll call it a herb. What about a little baby? How do you put it on a little baby? Well, you finely slice a couple of slices, and then you bind it to the bottom of their feet. So this can be done for a little one, and I'm going to do it with a piece of paper towel, which you certainly can do it with, and you cut a strip. So what I used to do it with was a piece of cloth, but you certainly can use some paper towel, and you'll see why, excuse me, that's important. So I'm putting 2 slices of garlic there, and then I'm folding it over, and then that is wrapped onto the bottom of the baby's foot like so. So can you see what I've done here? The garlic does not touch the skin. If the garlic touches the skin, it will cause a blister. Now, it won't really hurt the baby, it's just then you'll have a blister and you won't be able to apply the garlic till the blister heals. But if you put a piece of cloth or paper between the skin and the slices, it will not blister. I used to then put a sock on or a little bootie. My son James was having a lot of chest problems, so I often did this to him, and he was 3. And I'd put his sock and his shoe on, and he'd go outside to play, and every foot he takes, he's treading on the garlic. And so the slices allow the garlic to be taken up little by little. It takes 1 minute for 1 drop of blood to go right round the whole body. And within a few minutes, you could smell the garlic on James' breath. So that's how you can do it to a little one, to a baby, is on the soles of the feet. But remember, You don't put it straight on the feet. Onion you can, but not the garlic. Using a garlic and onion poultice for a sore throat or cough is one of my favourite remedies because it combines the powerful properties of both these natural ingredients. Garlic is known for its antibacterial and antiviral abilities, while onion works as a natural expectorant, breaking down mucus. Together they create a potent duo. To make this poultice, finely chop garlic and onion, wrap them in a cloth and place it over the throat or chest. The warmth and active compounds penetrate deeply, helping to ease inflammation and soothe discomfort. For milder cases, an onion poultice can be just as effective. Finely sliced onion placed in a cloth and wrapped around the throat can bring relief to a sore throat overnight. It's gentle yet powerful in drawing out mucus and reducing swelling. Now, when it comes to babies, I recommend applying garlic to the soles of their feet for colds or congestion. Wrap the garlic slices securely with a cloth to avoid irritation and put socks over them. This method ensures gradual absorption and allows the garlic's natural antiviral properties to help clear congestion safely, especially for little ones. These remedies are simple, effective, and work beautifully when combined with proper rest and hydration. I was reading one research paper that said garlic is 6 times more potent than tetracycline. Now, tetracycline is a antibiotic. To have it as potent as an antibiotic or to play a role as an antibiotic, you must have 3 raw cloves a day. So an adult will have 3 raw cloves like that. For a child, you might halve the dose. Now, in your books, there's a recipe for the flu bomb. And the flu bomb has 6 ingredients. This is how I remember it. I remember it by 2s. Garlic and ginger. Garlic as much as you dare. Ginger, probably about 1/4 teaspoon finely chopped, and the garlic you finely grate. I was going to say, this is a great grater. That sounds like a pun, doesn't it? But I love graters like this, and when I'm cooking, I just grate straight into my pot, and I'm going to use it in a minute. And you can even travel with that little grater. So you see it's quite fine, so you'd finely grate the ginger and the garlic into a cup. So there's your first 2 ingredients. The next 2 ingredients are 1 drop of eucalyptus oil. If you haven't got eucalyptus oil, you could use tea tree oil. 187. But Barbara, it says on the bottle you must not consume it. And I said, well, I'm not asking you to drink half a bottle. We've got some common sense, haven't we? No, it's not very common today, I realise that. So 1 drop. It's an age-old remedy. People have been using it for centuries. Well, Australia's the land of the eucalypt. And one 80-year-old lady told me this 40 years ago. She said when one child had a cold in their house, the mother would put a few grains of sugar on a teaspoon and a drop of eucalyptus oil, and they all had to have a dose. And, you know, it's been used for centuries. The reason why they say you must not take it is 40 years ago, a little boy in Tasmania, you've heard of Tasmania, that little island at the bottom of Australia, he drank a few mouthfuls of eucalyptus oil and went into a coma. So they banned it. Now, there was such an uproar about it that they legalised it again, but if you buy eucalyptus oil in Australia, it's got poison on the bottle. Do not take, and it's because of that. How many young men have died from drinking a bottle of scotch at a party on a Saturday night? Has the alcohol been banned yet? No, it doesn't make much sense, does it? So we're looking at the 6 ingredients. So we've got garlic and ginger, 1 drop of eucalyptus oil, and cayenne pepper as much as you dare. Some can handle a sprinkle, some can handle half a teaspoon. Occasionally, some can handle 1 teaspoon. We'll be talking about cayenne pepper in a minute. So there's 4 ingredients. The last 2 ingredients are the juice of a lemon and the teaspoon of honey. So it's a really expanded lemon and honey drink that many people have taken for colds. And then you add about half a cup of water. So if you feel a cold coming on, flu, Any respiratory, of course, what's all the go at the moment is COVID. You take a flu bomb 3 times a day and it'll be gone in 3 days. Of course, at the same time, you've got to exercise and drink all your water and eat very lightly. So that's the flu bomb. Another way some people take it is they'll have a bowl of hot soup and they'll just grate the garlic straight into the soup. And you can certainly do that, but you've just got to have that clove 3 times a day to take the place of antibiotic. Even though they say it's equal to antibiotic, it's also antiviral. It's also antifungal. It's also anti-yeast. So it's a remarkable. Now we're going to have a look at ginger. Ginger can be used internally and ginger can be used externally. Internally, it's an anti-inflammatory, but it's probably mostly known for its anti-nausea effect. If you buy car sickness or seasickness tablets, it's compressed ginger. Now the easiest way I think to have this is to grate it. So you grate it on that little grater and you'll grate about a teaspoon and you put it in a little teapot and pour boiling water on it and let it sit probably 10 minutes. Now that might be too strong for you, but I love it. I love it like that. If it's too strong, you just water it down a little bit. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something and it's very hard to warm them up, give them a cup of hot ginger tea and it will warm them up very nicely. So it can be used for nausea, it can be used to warm a person if they're chilled or cold. And you saw too, it is one of the recipes in the flu bomb. I was at a function, it was a health seminar, and in the break everyone went and had their herb teas and there was a girl with a tiny little grater grating ginger. And I said, ginger. She said, I'm an entertainer, I'm a singer. She said, I was in Greece last year and I lost my voice. And a little Greek lady made me a hot ginger tea. She said, I sang that night. So she said, I travel with my little grater everywhere I go. So very nice on a sore throat or hoarse throat. Now let's talk about the incredible properties of garlic. Garlic is a powerhouse when it comes to fighting bacteria and viruses. Did you know it's 6 times more potent than tetracycline, a common antibiotic? For garlic to have its full medicinal effect, you need 3 raw cloves a day. Raw garlic contains allicin, a compound that's activated when crushed or grated, which gives it its antibacterial, antiviral and antifungal properties. It's not just about colds or coughs. Garlic can support your body in overcoming a range of respiratory issues, from bronchitis to sinus infections. For children or those who struggle with raw garlic, you can combine it with honey or lemon for a more palatable option. And don't forget the flu bomb, a simple recipe blending garlic, ginger, honey and lemon. It's a natural remedy to boost immunity and combat infections. Nature really has given us all we need to heal. Ginger is for joints. So that would be gout, it would be arthritis, also a sore back, an inflamed back. Now when someone's got an inflamed back, they usually put a hot water bottle on it, is that right? But if the back is hurting because of inflammation, where's my knife? Here. The hot water bottle will relax, and you know the reason why the hot water bottle relaxes is because when we're in pain, the muscles around that area tighten and cramp. Basically, they go out in sympathy with the pain. And you put a hot water bottle on that and it relaxes those cramping muscles. So you do get some relief, but it does not help the inflammation. It can even make it worse. But ginger, if you apply a ginger poultice anywhere where there's inflammation, the ginger pulls the inflammation out of the joint to the skin and the skin gets really hot. So if you apply this to the lower back, the heat relaxes the muscles and yet the ginger is reducing the inflammation. So you do about that much, and then how you make the poultice is you put the left side over and the right side over, and the bottom comes up and the top goes down. So you can see I've made like a little package there. And then I turn that over, and the part that's touching the skin is where you've just got one layer. And the beauty of this little package also is that you've got a few layers behind, so that if it is quite wet, it will help to soak up any drips. And then you will apply that to the area. Now let's say that I have an inflamed joint, then you would apply it to the area there. But you can see even with the plastic on that, not much is touching the skin. It's only the very edges. And then you bandage that on. The second thing I'm going to look at is the humble onion. Now the onion can be used cooked or it can be used raw. To use it cooked, we'll look at cooked first, and this is the first poultice that I ever did. Earaches can be relentless, especially in children, but nature always has a solution. While many remedies focus on reducing inflammation, a lesser-known approach involves pairing warmth with soothing herbal properties. A warm chamomile compress, for instance, is incredibly effective. Simply steep chamomile flowers in hot water, soak a soft cloth, and gently press it against the affected ear. Chamomile not only soothes pain, but also calms the nerves, making it an excellent alternative or complement to other remedies. For additional relief, a drop of warmed olive oil infused with garlic can be applied carefully to the outer ear canal, not deep inside, to reduce discomfort. This combination delivers a natural anti-inflammatory and antibacterial effect. A critical step often overlooked is gently massaging around the ear and neck to improve lymphatic drainage. This promotes better circulation, reducing swelling and discomfort. Combining these methods ensures a holistic approach to addressing earaches safely and naturally. Thank you for joining me in exploring these natural remedies for cold and cough. If you found this helpful, please like, share and subscribe for more simple and effective health tips. Take care and stay well.